Have you ever felt like you're living with a strange paradox? You've got this endless ability to get distracted, but your attention span for the things that actually matter feels like it's shrinking by the day. So what is going on? And maybe more importantly, how do we fix it?
Okay, let's be real for a second. Have you ever had this happen? You can completely lose an evening just scrolling through a social media feed, but the very thought of reading one chapter of a book or getting started on that big project, it feels physically painful. You know one is better for you, but you keep choosing the other. And you probably beat yourself up about it, right?
But what if I told you something different? You aren't lazy. You don't just lack discipline. The truth is, your brain's entire reward system has been, well, kind of hijacked by a really powerful chemical process. And in this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how to take back control. So let's pop the hood and take a look at your brain's chemistry. Because this isn't some kind of moral failing. It's a biological response to the world we all live in. We're going to call it the rock concert effect.
It really all starts with a chemical called dopamine. Now, a lot of people think dopamine is the pleasure molecule, but that's not quite right. It's really the molecule of craving. It's the biological engine that gets you up off the couch to go get the thing you want. It's what drives all motivation.
I want you to think of your brain sensitivity like it's your hearing. So in a quiet library, you can hear a pin drop, right? That's your brain on a low stimulation activity, like reading a book or studying. But our modern world, it's not a library. It is a non-stop rock concert. Social media, notifications, junk food, all of that is blasting your brain with 100 decibel noise all day long.
But your brain is smart. When it's faced with this constant, overwhelming noise, it does what any sensible person at a rock concert would do. It puts in earplugs. This is a biological process called homeostasis. It's basically your brain's way of lowering its own sensitivity to protect itself from being totally fried.
And this is how the cycle gets you. You're constantly surrounded by the loud music of all these high dopamine things, so your brain adapts by putting in those earplugs. That's what we call building tolerance. And now when you try to do something quiet, like listen for that pin drop from reading a book, you literally can't hear it. It doesn't register anymore.
So here's the most important point. The hard work isn't actually boring. Your ability to perceive its subtle reward has been temporarily switched off. Your dopamine sensors are just desensitized by that constant concert happening in your life.
Okay, so if the problem is too much noise, what's the solution? Well, we have to stop the music. It's time to embrace the one thing we've all been trained to fear, boredom.
This is what people call a dopamine detox. The goal is super simple. By intentionally starving your brain of intense stimulation for just a short period of time, you allow it to finally take the earplugs out. You give its sensitivity a chance to reset to its natural, healthy baseline.
So here's the plan. Pick one day. For 24 hours, you're going to cut out all the major sources of that cheap dopamine. No phone, no computer, no music, no processed junk food. Instead, you'll do simple, quiet things. You can take a walk, you can think, you can write with a pen and paper, and yes, you can literally just stare at a wall.
Now, it's not going to be easy at first. The morning will probably be filled with this intense, restless itch for some kind of distraction. But then, something kind of magical starts to happen. By the afternoon, the silence becomes comfortable, and simple things, like that wall, start to seem genuinely interesting. By evening, the thought of doing focused, productive work will feel like an exciting privilege.
Think of it like you're resetting your taste buds. If you eat nothing but bland food for a day, even a simple apple tastes incredibly sweet, right? You're doing the exact same thing for your brain. You're making that healthy dopamine that comes from hard work actually taste good again.
So, a detox is a powerful reset, but let's be honest, it's not a permanent solution. To maintain your focus for the long term, it really all comes down to one simple principle. Let's just call it Grandma's Golden Rule.
You know your grandma was right. No dessert until you finish your broccoli. So many of us start our day with dessert. We check Instagram, watch some videos, and then we wonder why we have absolutely no appetite for the broccoli of our actual work. The order of operations is everything. This is the fundamental shift you have to make in your mind. You have to stop using high dopamine activities as a pacifier to escape boredom or difficult tasks. Instead, they become a reward that you earn after you've done the important stuff.
So the application is actually pretty simple. Step 1, do the hard, focused work first. Step 2, after you've completed a block of work, then you allow yourself a specific amount of time for that high dopamine reward. And step 3, this is the most important rule of all, protect your mornings. Never start your day by flooding your brain with cheap dopamine.
So the choice is yours. You can keep living at that deafening rock concert, feeling numb to the quiet, meaningful things that actually build a life, or you can choose to turn down the volume, rediscover the power of silence, and finally find your focus.
Ultimately, this isn't just about focus. It's about a fundamental shift from being a passive consumer of things to an active creator of your own life. Stop consuming, start creating.